When it comes to the password input composable, a password argument is used to provide the content that is to be displayed inside of the text field. This is a very important part of the authentication flow, so we want to write a test to ensure that this provided value is displayed inside of our composable. To do this, we want to start by setting up a new test class, password input test. We'll start here by creating a new test, composing the password input composable. We'll provide empty implementations for the onPassword change and onDoneClicked arguments, but we'll need to provide a string value for the password argument. We'll create a string variable reference here, providing this to our password input composable. Next, we'll need to assert that this password value is in fact displayed inside of our composable. In a previous test, we already defined the tag input password tag, so we'll use this here to locate the node that represents our password text field, along with the hasText function to assert that the text semantic value of the node matches our provided password variable. However, before we can validate the content that is displayed inside this text field, we need the content to be visible. For this, we're going to perform a click interaction on the password visibility toggle icon that we added to our composable. Before we can do this though, we need to go ahead and add a new tag to our tags object. We'll add another tag called tag password hidden, and then assign this to the composable icon using the test tag modifier. Then, hopping back over to our test, we'll use the compose test rule to locate the node using this tag and then perform a click interaction on it. With this test in place, we can now be certain that a passing test means that the provided password value is going to be displayed inside of our composable. When the user enters content into the text field to update this password value that is coming from our state, the lambda function that is provided to the composable is triggered. This is the onPassword change lambda. If this for some reason was not being triggered, the user would be unable to enter their password into the text field. To ensure this remains functional, let's write a quick test to assert that this event does occur. As before, we'll need to compose the password input composable to perform our assertions against. We'll need to provide a string value for the password argument. We want to create a variable reference for this so we can assert the lambda is triggered with the expected value. We're also going to pass in a mock lambda function for the onPassword change argument. This means that we can use this mock to verify that interactions have taken place based off of composable events. While we have provided this lambda to our composable, we now need to trigger it so that we can verify the expected behavior. To trigger this lambda, we need to enter some text into the input field, which we can do so using the perform text input on a specified node. We're going to append some text onto the existing input, which we'll store in a variable reference so that we can use this during the assertion. Here, we'll locate the input field node using our existing tag, followed by inputting this content using the perform text input function. With this in place, we can now add the check to verify that the lambda function is called as expected. When this is triggered, we would expect that the password value returned here would represent the existing content with the addition of the appended text value. We can verify this within our test by using Mockito and its verify function to assert that the lambda has been invoked with the existing value in the input field, password, appended with the value of appended text. If this is the case, the test will succeed. Otherwise, the lambda not being triggered will mean that our verification will not be satisfied and the test will fail. When it comes to the password input composable, we implemented the ability to toggle the visibility of the password using a visibility toggle button. We're going to write a test to assert that the state of this is reflected correctly based on the internal state of the function that is being used to manage the password visibility. When it comes to testing this, we'll just write a single test to check that the visibility toggle composable reflects the expected state. We need to start here by adding a new tag to our tags object so that we can locate and interact with the visibility composable. We'll end this tag with an underscore so that we can append the current Boolean value of the toggle to the tag, meaning that we can locate the tag based on the enabled state of the toggle. Next, we'll need to assign this tag to our composable using the test tag modifier. When doing this, we'll also append the current value of our isPasswordHidden state so we can locate the node using this value. We do this as if the value is not aligned as expected, then the node won't be found and the test will fail. With this in place, we can now start working on the test. Here, we'll begin by composing the password input with a string value for the password argument. We'll then want to locate the visibility toggle composable. By default, the visibility flag will be true, signifying that the password is hidden. Here, we're going to locate the node with the value of true appended to the tag, click on it, and then assert that the tag with a value of false appended to it is displayed. Here, we're going to start by locating the node for the hidden state of our visibility toggle composable. We'll need this so that we can perform a click interaction on it. We'll use the password hidden tag, appending the value of true on the end to match the expecting condition of the state for the password visibility. With this in place, we are performing a click interaction on the composable, which means that now the composable state should have recomposed the visibility toggle. This means that a node with the password hidden tag for the visible state of the password should now be displayed. We can assert this here using the assert_is_displayed function on the located node. While we could have a separate test here to assert that the true condition is displayed, this test covers both scenarios. This is because the first onNode with tag call will fail the test if the node is not found. This will mean that the tag for the hidden state of the visibility toggle would not currently be displayed on the screen. Because this test requires the hidden state of the visibility toggle to perform the assert_is_displayed assertion, we cover both scenarios in a single test. Now, if we run our test suite, we'll see that all three of these tests pass. This means that our password input composable is functioning and displaying as expected.